We are all going to die one day, and if we have to waste what little time we've got playing video games, they better be the right ones. Today we're looking at Metro Last Light. Today we're looking at Metro Conflict, a game that claims to be free to play, but is it worth my time? Since starting this series, I've been trying to look around at free-to-play games that would be good to cover. So far, I've been covering free-to-play shooters, but in the future, I do plan on covering other styles of games, in case you were wondering. This time, however, I did a quick Google search for new F2P first-person shooters, and saw a few videos for this new game called Metro Conflict. I looked at a few clips and thought, yeah, that could work. I went on Steam, downloaded it, and it said the game was released in November of 2017. So great, a relatively new game with some promise, let's give it a look. Unfortunately, I was lied to by Steam of all places, the last bastion of standard and quality, right? So it turns out Metro launching on Steam in November was true, but the game is actually a relaunch of a game from 2015, hence the little "The Origin" on the end of it here. But this wasn't a problem to me. It's newish on Steam, and I'm pretty sure plenty of people are asking the same question: is Metro Conflict: The Origin worth my time?
Metro Conflict: The Origin.
So let's just go through this step by step. I booted up the game and right off the bat it's all up in your face. Action music blares on the title screen, getting you pumped to just jump right in, and surprisingly, it actually lets you do that. Most of these free-to-play games, or heck, most multiplayer games in general, make new players go through some type of training mission or at least read something, but here they just throw you on the main menu and let you click play. I get that having new players on your team having no idea what to do can be annoying, but it is refreshing not having to go through another one of these. Alright, let's just get in there, click this, and oh, hey girl. I usually hate long loading screens, but game, you take your time.
Almost got my ass killed. Come on, man, get me.
Battle start.
Oh, this is a hero shooter, you know, where each character has their own abilities and weapons and stuff. Really, I didn't know that. To me, it looked like just another Korean FPS Call of Duty ripoff thing, so I was pleasantly surprised. I'll just start with this basic guy to figure everything out.
An ally started the operation of the marker.
Oh, that's weird. There's no aim down sights. I later found out there was, but only in certain instances, and that's because Metro Conflict is a mix of a whole bunch of different games. For example, there's a dash of Quake with health pickups and little jump pads, Black Ops 3 with the different heroes, Unreal with the female announcer. I wish they actually had a sexy voice skin. That would be fun.
Multi-kill, ultra-kill, monster kill.
And most prominently Counter-Strike, with a lack of aim down sights except for when the gun has a sight on it, the ability to drop your gun and pick up others, how you run faster when switching to your knife, and headshots being the key to success. Like in Counter-Strike, I found myself crouching and standing still after a while because most guns have terrible aim when you're moving even a slight bit.
Dominator.
Can someone get me a refill?
So in my first match, I just ran around shooting at random people. Maybe it's important to have one of those tutorials after all. But hey, when the match was over, look, people said GG. You know, there's hope for this community yet. So from here, I decided to look around the menu some more. And would you look at that? So this game is a hero shooter, but with different loadouts you can customize. Everything from your main weapon, to your sidearm, to your knife, and types of grenades. But how much is it to unlock new stuff? That's always the important question with these types of games. Looking in the shop, I see there's a whole bunch of different characters. They give you a few to start with and enough points to buy one more. So you look around, there's this guy and this guy and this lady and whoa. Guys, I think we have a new goal. I could have bought Rona right then and there, but I wanted to truly earn her affection. Plus, I wanted a shotgun. Honestly, this is perfect. It gives me a goal to work towards to see how long it takes to get back to 100,000 points. So as far as her appearance, yeah, it's one of those games where the dudes are decked out in armor and the girls are wearing skin-tight bodysuits. So protective, yes. But I get it, Rona is here to help sell the game. Is it right? Probably not, but whatever. I'm not here to talk ethics. Put this guy in the game next, and there you go. We can all be equal and happy, okay? You know, I do have to hand it to the developers though. They resisted the urge to add jiggle physics here. Maybe somewhere deep down they do care, or maybe she's so strapped in there it's physically impossible. Anyways, let's play the game. I picked the shotgun guy and it played a little clip of his ability. He shrinks down to Matt Damon sizes, making him a really hard target to hit. I had no idea this game would get that weird with its abilities, and apparently other people didn't either. I was in a match at one point where people were calling out hacks because I was so tiny running around. But there is Duke Nukem Forever powers, never thought I'd reference that game again. and shield power-ups, super speed power-ups, and even a portal to have you portal through. Most of these power-ups help your teammates as well, because this game is more focused on team play compared to your usual run-and-gun shooter.
An enemy started the operation of the marker. Double kill.
Okay, at this point I'm all set up and ready to start earning points for Rona. Let's get in there. The game puts you in a free-for-all deathmatch while you wait, giving you something to do in case finding a match takes a few minutes. I do wish they let you pick the character you played in this part so you could practice, but usually I ended up finding games pretty fast, so it's not a big deal. So Metro is based around just two game modes: Extreme Domination, where teams fight over control of a marker, and Spec Ops, which is basically Counter-Strike and only gives you one life. The whole single life thing doesn't really go with the rest of the game's run-and-gun nature, and I don't really care for single life game modes anyways, so I won't really be looking at that. But that's okay, because Extreme Domination is actually a really creative and unique game mode I'd like to see in other games. Like I said, Extreme Domination sees two teams battling over an objective marker, but what makes it unique is the marker can be picked up and moved all around the map. Each team has its own spawn area, but everywhere else on the map with a grid, players can place down and activate the marker.
An ally started the operation of the marker.
When the marker is activated, your team will earn points indicated by this little bar here. So it's up to you and your team to stay within the circle of the marker and defend it against the enemy team. What makes this mode really great is just how fast-paced and engaging it can be. The marker is swapping hands constantly, making the objective go from one end of the map to the other, causing you to always pay attention to its location and to find the best routes and strategies to get it back. The game only has 6 different maps at the moment, so learning all of these routes after a few games is pretty easy, and you really get into the groove of it.
That's 3.
It's really engaging and surprised me how kind of hooked I was in this one mode. And since this game is so focused on this mode with no team deathmatch or other basic stuff you'd usually see, it makes the game just feel a little bit more unique compared to similar games. At the end of a game, a little cutscene plays, giving the match a bit of closure, and then the losing team falls over and convulses in sadness.
Defeat.
Surprisingly, Metro Conflict also has a few single-player modes. First, you've got a simple team deathmatch versus AI characters mode, so you just run around and shoot. Very simple, but it is notable that you can pick any characters in this mode. A good way to try before you... Wait, does that mean I can play as Rona? Oh my god, yes! You know, in hindsight, the only parts of the character I can see are her hands. It's okay, she's still a badass, though.
Decoy deployed.
Wait a minute, her special ability creates a hologram decoy. I can see you now! I see you! Wait a minute, how meta does this character get? Is she dressed like that because she uses distraction to her advantage? And see guys, you thought she was just in the game for some tits and ass. You should feel ashamed of yourself. Ashamed! Now where's that scene of her playing in the rain so I can try and justify that? Along with the AI team deathmatch thing, there's also an option for a story mode. In a free-to-play shooter, what does that even mean?
Ground forces en route. Mission objective, recover the suit.
Current location, Sector 9 or Hotel 65 Juliet.
Hey,
Maintaining
recruit.
position, standing by for fire command. How copy?
Get your head right. This the real deal. Just one shot, it's over.
Hey, leave him alone.
Wait, is this like a legit campaign with voice acting and everything? Oh wait, no, this intro got me excited like we were flying into the mission and then they were gonna drop us off, but no, this plays more like a rail shooter in the arcade. You know, at least someone was having fun while making this because it's absurd. Anyone else getting a small Metal Gear Solid 5 vibe right here?
Cover the commander! Hold your fire! Don't hit the commander! Oh, shit! What the hell?
Well hey, at least it gave me some gold for going through it, and it only gives it to you the first time, trust me I tried. Might as well jump into chapter 2 while I'm at it, and I thought it would be another one of those on-rail things, but no! This is so weird because parts of these little campaign missions have really great production values for what they are. Writing is all over the place, but voice actors aren't all that bad, and the game clearly has some artistry put into its design.
Oh, you're finally here. How are you feeling? Is there anything uncomfortable or feeling strange? You look a little spaced out.
Really, game, you're making it really hard to defend you right now. At least it's realistic. Where else would I be looking when this is the standard issue uniform of our female operatives? God damn it, game! This second chapter of the story is really just a tutorial that shows you how to shoot and change weapons, but I did find the design of the obstacle course to look really cool.
Good job. Now let's see if you can handle some obstacles. Leap over as you run.
And these little Roomba targets, they're kind of neat. See, it's weird, because many of this game's elements are pretty standard, but here and there, little things stand out. They show the team behind the game tried to make something creative, within limitations, I'm sure. Still have to have certain elements in there, and sorry. The people talk to you a little bit, and Anna makes it really hard not to make a dick joke right now.
I wanted to once again extend my gratitude.
And then you and what I think is the commander get blown the fuck up. It's crazy! But as I said, someone is clearly having some fun here. Chapter 2 has won me over, and I can't wait to see how big and ridiculous this story can get. Wait! So remember when I thought this game was new and it was released in November? Well, unfortunately, that's where a lot of my problems with this game arise. Most of my notes on this game were written assuming that the game had just came out and was still being worked on. But then I found videos of Chapter 2's story from back in 2015 when the game was originally released. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like a Chapter 3 is gonna happen, and if it is, I can't find anything about it online. What I did find, however, is information about the re-release, saying the game has had some content added and some removed based on player feedback. So clearly someone is working on the game, but I wonder to what extent. There are 6 maps in the game right now, and because of the competitive nature of learning the maps, it's not all that bad, but the number here is low enough that it definitely started to feel repetitive during longer play sessions. There's also a tab for character skins that is currently empty, and I have to wonder, are they working on them, or is that an abandoned concept kind of like the single player? Wait! And of course, as I'm working on this video, they announced they're coming out with new skins soon, so it's good to see they're working on the game, and I'm going to continue to keep my eye on it over the next few months. So that being said, Metro Conflict The Origin is not perfect. Some characters feel unbalanced with the big guy with the chain gun mowing down entire teams, and that damn grenade launcher seems like it's a guaranteed 2-hit kill.
Beginner's luck.
Also, I swear there's some kind of lag or something that doesn't register certain shots. It's only really noticeable with sniper rifles, but what in other games would be a satisfying 1-hit kill, here feels like it never hits when it should.
Dominator. So with that, I started falling back on guns with a faster fire rate and had a much better time. Okay, here comes the part where we talk about money. What do they want from us? After setting my goal to unlock Rona, it took about 2 days or 3 big 3-hour sessions to get back to 100,000 points. Now, I do want to state I played this during the Double XP Christmas event, so it made getting the points a little easier, but they seem to do these events pretty often. I'm already in another one now, and the grind, regardless, isn't all that bad either way. The game doesn't actually allow you to buy points like many other shooters, only equipable XP bonuses, gold bonuses, and new skins that are coming soon. So you either have to earn new weapons or get lucky and get them out of loot boxes, kind of like Battlefront 2. Difference here is the weapons you get out of these boxes aren't really better than normal weapons, and they continue to give me new ones at a pretty consistent rate. That's 3.
All of the guns and equipment have certain stats, but not in an overpowering kind of way. Some guns have a fast fire rate but low damage, some have high damage but poor range, normal shooter game stuff. So with that, I'm happy to report from what I've played, Metro Conflict The Origin is not pay to win. That's also another reason I'm impressed with this game. It has a solid core and doesn't want you to pay to see it. On top of getting points and loot boxes from playing, there's also achievements you can hit to get even more points. And the daily login bonuses are super generous, giving players a reason to hop in for a little bit every day. But also the most important thing with the grind is that the game is actually enjoyable. I've been trying to play these games longer before reviewing them so I can really get a more complete experience, and this time it was easy. All last week I found myself jumping into the game to capture footage, but really that was just an excuse to play a few rounds of a game that I really enjoyed. So to answer the question, is Metro Conflict The Origin worth my time? I'd have to say yes. But keep in mind the game is lacking in content at the moment, and I really hope to see some new maps and stuff in the coming months. We'll have to
Wait, right, I have enough points to unlock Rona. See, she can make a decoy thing, and her real name is like Inagayan, and that is not 16. That is not 16. The dog isn't even 16. No part of this image is 16. Don't worry guys, they haven't carted me away yet. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I've been enjoying covering these free-to-play games, and apparently you guys have as well, because the last few videos in this series have been doing pretty good, so I'm gonna continue it. So if you guys keep liking these videos, I'll keep making them. And if you want to support the show, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not. And if you want to go above and beyond, consider supporting Anthony CSN on Patreon. That being said, here's a special thanks to everyone who donated over $5 on Patreon. Go! Drew Iterator Rick, thank you. Colleen Sikazu, thank you. Xavier Charlotte, thank you. Ammo to Go, thank you. Lady Irish, thank you. Carlos Ruiz, thank you. Riley Davidson, thank you. Dave's Venture, thank you. Curtis Wilson, thank you. Luke A. Water, thank you. Jay Bodane, thank you. Carl Sykes, thank you. JJ Tube, thank you. TJ Grum, thank you. Omar Diaz, thank you. Paul Witowski, thank you. $2 Gaming, thank you. Ryan O'Connell Shadowcloud, thank you. And Frederick Moeller, thank you guys so much. I'll see you on the next one.